I'm not happy with you, Mr. Johnson. You're on bond in this case, and now you've picked up a felony case. The only thing I asked you to do, behave yourself. Don't pick up any new cases. And now, Morgan, what has Mr. Johnson picked up?
Unauthorized possession of a catalytic converter.
Wow. What happened? Please.
So officers were dispatched to an apartment complex. The security guard in the apartment complex observed the defendant. Observed in plain view in the defendant's vehicle 3 catalytic converters.
The officers found freshly cut catalytic converters in plain view and a person actively under the car. That's classic evidence supporting theft and intent. In many jurisdictions, possession of recently stolen property, plus being caught in the act, can elevate charges from a misdemeanor to a felony. This is the moment the script stops being a story and becomes a slam dunk for the prosecution. You can feel the judge losing patience. If you were the judge, would revoking bond be too harsh or exactly what's needed? Say your stance in the comments.
That were freshly and jaggedly cut, and defendants were not mechanics. There's 2 defendants in this case. Defendant 1 was under a vehicle cutting the converter. When he saw security, he attempted to escape by jumping into a vehicle where defendant 2 was in the driver's seat. Security stopped them from leaving.
So where was Mr. Johnson?
I'm just trying to figure out if he was the number 1 or number 2 defendant, Judge. 1 second.
Right, where was he? Was he in the car? How do we know if it's him? I don't want to try the case, right? But I don't want to.
Sorry, Judge. In the DIMS, they just identify the defendant 1 and 2. Let me just pull up the offense report really quickly. Okay, so Mr. Johnson was under the car. He was the defendant that was under the car. And then there was another defendant in a waiting vehicle.
So was he in the act of taking another one?
Yes, he was in the act of trying to steal a catalytic converter when the security guard caught him.
I am now going to revoke your bond on your first case. I asked you not to get in trouble. You've now picked up a felony case. Is there anything that you would like to add?
Your Honor, I would ask that the court set a bond, and obviously,
I
understand. Yeah,
that's
legal clarifier. The charge here, making a firearm accessible to a child, can trigger criminal negligence or reckless conduct charges depending on local law. If a child fatally shoots another child, prosecutors often weigh whether the adult's storage practices showed gross deviation from what a reasonable person would do. That's the legal hinge this case will turn on. This is gutting, raw human tragedy. The judge's push for a remorse statement and therapy updates is the court trying to balance accountability with the family's healing. Do you think mandatory prison helps prevent these tragedies? Or do prevention and education, safe storage laws, community outreach do more? Vote in the comments.
Each one of those is like $5,000-$6,000, and someone has to. Life's hard enough as it is, man. You know, really. It goes with you. Hi, Miss Zipper. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
So it's making a firearm accessible to a child. Did someone pass away as a result?
So this one was the defendant, the father of the children. There were 3 children playing. And then the gun or the weapon was found on the bed, and one of the children was trying to get rid of the gun and then ended up shooting and killing his 10-year-old brother, shooting in the side of his head. And I spoke with Caroline on this, but I was more comfortable deferring to you without an agreed rec on what you thought was appropriate here.
I don't know.
I looked at the medication packet, but
what'd you think?
For some reason, the case is 2 years old, and it was only a 7-page packet. I felt that his statement wasn't really, taking as much responsibility overtly for this, and then it was images of their family. I understand all of that, but with 2 years going on, I don't know why this wasn't resolved with the other chiefs or what's going on, but I just wanted to see a little more with it.
Mr. Gutierrez, come up. Come up. Oh, he doesn't speak English.
No.
Got it.
Morning, Judge.
Hi, Luis. How are you? So are you okay with going without an agreed rec, Ms. Siegler?
Sorry.
Are you okay with going without an agreed rec? Where was the weapon initially? Do you know?
It was found on the bed.
Just the gun is laying. A gun is. Well, I mean, do we know where it was initially before it was used? I guess that's my question.
There were several guns in the house. If you one moment, let me pull up the OR. But this one that was involved in the accident was found on the bed. 1 second.
Un momento.
The mother, the complainant, or sorry, next of kin advised that she was told that one of her children was trying to make the bed and in the process moved the firearm and it was discharged. And the child did not know that the gun was loaded.
The worst. That's a worst nightmare.
I know.
Just, it's awful. I don't know. I don't. I think that there has to be some punishment, right?
Your Honor, we're happy to speak to him and have him redo his mitigation packet.
But the thing is that he's had the chance to do it. You know what you're supposed to do. And if you can't own up to it at that time, then, I mean, that's truly what you mean at that time. Right? So I'd like to see it, if you don't mind, his letter to see how he feels. Is he truly remorseful? You know, because, you know, on one end, I would think that the fact that your own child is dead because of you, is that punishment enough? Right?
That's where I was at too, Your Honor, which I was conflicting on.
If you can't even take responsibility for it, I mean.
And the next of kin, the mother, the prior chief did speak with her in person. We followed up with her over the phone. And she has expressed they've all been to therapy, obviously, and she said to leave it up to us.
Are they still together? Is the family still together?
Yes.
So let's do this. Let's get the plea done. I'd like to get it done today. It's 200 days old. Do it. There's going to be some. Okay. Not as much, but there's going to be some. And then, but then I'd like to see his letter first, though, if you don't mind. Okay. And then
It's in Spanish, so.
it's okay. I can read Spanish. And then, do you want to go ahead and write it up and do it today? Or do you want? Tell me how you want to do this.
I would, whatever the recommendation is, I would like some time to talk to him about it.
Okay.
And if he would like to take it today, then we can take it today. If not, then I would ask for something.
No, if he doesn't take it, we're going to set it. It's 200 days old. It's time. So I guess let me take a look at the letter. Let me read it, and then I'll get back to you. And then give me 15 minutes. Let me just talk to them, and then, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
I'll print it right now.
Thanks. Hi, Will.
Morning, Judge.
Shh. Mr. Trevor Maines, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. Oh, guys, crap. I'm sorry. Sorry, John D. And thanks, Mark. This is Mr. Trevor Maines. It's the last name, Trevor Maines. I guess under Trevor.
Sorry about that, Judge.
It's okay.
So officer, are you ready for me?
Yeah, okay. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
Officers were dispatched to a bar in Harris County, Texas, in response to a suspicious person. The complaining witness, a security guard, told the officer that the defendant had left the bar and gotten into his car, but then returned a short time later carrying a gun. While there were other parties arguing in the outdoor area of the bar. The defendant took the gun and threw it under the fence. The complaining witness retrieved the gun, took the bullets out, and returned the gun to the defendant and told him to leave. Complaining witness then observed defendant go to the back of the bar and hop the fence to get back inside.
So they had told him to exit the bar, you said?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Trevor, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. How old are you, sir?
7.
What do you do with yourself these days? What do you do with yourself these days?
So I'm unemployed. I don't have a job.
Judges can and often do impose non-traditional bond conditions, employment requirements, no return orders, weapon prohibitions. While a judge can't force someone to work, conditioning release on demonstrable steps to find employment is a permitted, rehabilitative leaning approach to reduce recidivism. The bench just moved from probable cause to a mini life coaching session, blunt, personal, and relentless. Would you support courts using bond conditions like job search check-ins, or do those unfairly punish poverty? Drop a one-line take below.
How come?
Just moved here. Moved out here.
From where? Okay. What are you planning on doing with yourself?
Job.
Okay. How long has it been since you've had a job?
Like 2-3 years ago.
2-3 years since you've had a job? How do you support it? How do you live? How do you eat? How do you get money? Okay.
I'm in trouble. You see my record. I'm in trouble.
So you have any prior criminal history?
Just carrying a handgun in a motor vehicle that was dismissed.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go back to this place. Do you understand? Not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand? So how are you going to get a lawyer, sir?
Get paid for them.
So you're just going to do nothing and
You sign me
so I don't want to talk to you the case. I don't want to talk about the case, but let me ask you this. You haven't had a job for 2 to 3 years. Why should the people of Harris County have to foot a bill for you when you get to do nothing for 3 years? How is that fair that we all have to pay for your lawyer when you don't do anything? You get to play Xbox all day, just hang out at home and do nothing, and we have to foot the bill for that? How's that fair?
I don't have it. What you want me to do?
So here's what we're going to do. I'll have you fill out an application. I'm now making a condition of your bond. You got to get a job. And I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks. I want to see what you've done to get a job. You're 27 years old, dude. This life is really, really tough without money. And the older you get, life doesn't get easier. It gets harder. You get bigger, you get fatter, you get uglier, you lose hair, right? And if you don't have a job, if you don't have a trade, if you don't have a way to make money, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think people are going to keep giving you handouts the rest of your life? That's how we have all these people who walk the street, looking all Quasimodo-like, have no way of getting money, no traits, no skill. That's not the way to go through life, man. Now is when you work your ass so that when you become 60, when you become 70, you have a cushion, you have somewhere to land. So you have a house, you have a nest egg savings. Because if not, I'm going to tell you now, you're going to have a really, rotten and miserable life. This life is a journey, and it's really a good journey where you buy nice things, have nice clothes, take nice vacations, pretty wife, kids, or it can be a rotten toilet of an existence where you're in and out of jail. You ain't got no money. You're begging every single person for this and for that. And that's not the way to go through life. Did you even graduate from high school? I want you to get a job. I will give you a lawyer today. But you're not to use alcohol. You're not to use illegal drugs. And I'm going to test you like crazy. I want you to know that now. And I'm going to hold you to a standard as well. Do you understand? And if you don't, life's not going to go well between you and I. I'm just telling you that now. You will be held to a standard. I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks. And I want to see what you have done to get a job. If you come back here and you ain't got nothing in your hand, it's not going to go well. Do you understand? You might give an application.